So whenever you have a diagonal line cutting parallel lines, you create two different angles. One is acute and the other obtuse. You can see that when I move the red dot, how the angles change, but they all relate to each other. Now you already know that angles on a straight line add up to 180 degrees. Now if you look carefully, you'll also notice that there's a relationship between the angles that are opposite each other as well. 139 and 139. 41, 41. Okay, so there is a relationship between these angles. So if you notice, on the top of the first parallel line is 139 degrees, and on top of the second parallel line it's also 139 degrees. Likewise, because that is an obtuse angle on the opposite side of the bisect line, it's 41 degrees on top of the parallel line, and it's also 41 degrees on top of the parallel line beneath it. There is also a relationship between the two angles within the intersect line. You might notice that one is 139, the other is 41. If you add those together, you've got 180. Your homework tonight is to look at these angles in a little bit more detail, know the names and know how to calculate their angles. So first up are alternate angles. You can see that it's already made a Z shape, like so. And these alternate angles are going to be the same size. You can tell from the size of this angle it's an acute angle, and on the other side is also an acute angle. They will be the same. So if that was to be 30, then this would also be 30. Likewise for the obtuse angles, there's your Z coming down here. Your Z's there, and your Z's there. But you could also work out, because you know that 180 degrees on a straight line, you already have 30 here, so you can work out X by saying 180 subtract 30 will give you your answer of 150, which means that this angle here must also equal 150. So 30 and 30, 150 and 150. Now you might remember earlier on we said the opposite angles are the same, so this would be 30, this would be 150, 30, 150. Next are what known as supplementary angles. These form a C shape, so you can remember them as cangles. The C shape is like this. And the angles are inside. What's the link between these two marked angles? One of the angles is acute, the other obtuse. The pair of angles will always add up to 180, so they supplement each other. So if this angle was 40 degrees, this angle must be 180, take away 40, which equals 140. Likewise, if this angle was to be 120 degrees, then X would have to be whatever you add on to 120 to make 180, which in this case would be 60. So you would say 120 and 60, because 120 add 60 equals 180. These are supplementary angles. They make a C shape. One way to remember them is a cangle. So here are the corresponding angles, or the F angles, because they make the F shape. You can see that the angle is underneath the parallel line and underneath the parallel line. These are both obtuse angles in this example, and they're both going to be exactly the same size. Okay, so before you come into class on Monday, have a go at these, see how you get on. Don't forget, these are a mix of alternate, supplementary and corresponding angles. Give it a try, see what happens. Good luck, see you Monday.